So with your red wine, when you're ready to open your red wine, you're going to want to present it to your guests and make sure that this is in fact what they have ordered. You will show them the label and make sure that they are happy that this is the wine that you are going to be opening for them. So on the side at your wine station, you're going to have your foil cutter ready, and you are going to just cut the top of the wine foil off, and that should just pop off nice and easy. You're then going to use your waiter's friend, and it has a hinge here to use as well, which is really great. So you're going to go in at a slight angle to begin with, and then twist into your cork. And you're going to twist until you almost all the way down, but not, you don't want to go right to the bottom. You're going to use this angle bit of your waiter's friend to begin with, and hinge that up to begin with. You want to be holding this bit so that it does not slip. You're then going to hinge it up. You can then put the bottom bit of the waiter's friend on, hold it again, and hinge that cork up and out. And there we go. You may want to smell the cork. You can smell if a wine is off. It has quite a musky, so almost earthy smell, which doesn't smell quite right for a wine. So if you smell the cork, you can definitely tell. You might also, if it's a particularly old wine, see that there's been some damage. If it is an old wine and you've struggled to get your cork out, you might find that a little bit of the cork has gone into the red wine bottle. But don't worry, there is a way to deal with that. So here I have an aerator. And now my aerator I love to use, especially on a boat, because very often we aren't given enough time to open up a red wine, decant it, and really give it the time that it needs to breathe. Oftentimes your guests are ordering some really beautiful fine wines just right before they sit down for a meal. And then that's when your aerator is going to become really your best friend. So this is just going to help to push that air into and that oxygen into the wine as you decant it, so that it's going to help to open up that wine a lot faster than if you just decant it and leave it. In this particular aerator, there is a little piece here which sits on the top. So that is going to catch any cork residual bits that might have come out while you were opening up the wine. So this would just sit in here, and you're going to pour your red wine. Move this out of the way, and you're going to pour your red wine through here, and it is going to aerate this wine as we pour it into our decanter. You can hear those bubbles as it's going through this aerator. It's bubbling, which is what we want. It's getting that oxygen in there, and it's just helping to force this wine to open up beautifully so that it'll be ready to drink a lot quicker than if we just decant and leave it. So here we go. Because I've got the sieve, I'm not concerned about pouring all of the wine in there. We've done that. Put the bottle aside. I'm just going to take this out and take it to the pantry to be washed. And there is your decanted wine. And remember, you are going to want to still display the bottle that you have just decanted, so the guests can refer back to it should they wish to do. When it comes to pouring red wine for your guests at a table, you want to have it ready in the decanter, and you need to have a service cloth with you. You will approach your guests on the right-hand side of them, which is where the glasses are going to be, in order to pour the wine. Now, the correct way to hold a decanter like this is like this, but I do understand sometimes this can be a bit daunting. I do suggest that you practice with water inside your decanter before going to the table with guests, and just to be able to understand how this feels in your hand and what's going to happen as you start the pouring motion. We don't want you gripping at the neck of the bottle. If perhaps it is really rough and you're feeling very uncomfortable, then it would be okay to hold it, but hold it as close to the base of the neck as possible. So we're going to demonstrate the correct way, which is holding the decanter like this. Now, you might feel that you're a bit concerned about the weight. It's okay to put your finger here just to hold the neck of the decanter as you're pouring wine. And then you want to make sure that there's no drips as you pick up, and use your service cloth to ensure that there's no drips across the table. Ideally, what you want to be doing though is pouring without touching the neck of the bottle. Stop, wait for the drips, service cloth, and back.